The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
I want to play this for you. This was, again, this is Mr. Singleton and I had this conversation in a very intense manner last night. But this, again, is Chris Matthews on Hardball. They can't let it alone. And he has the Media Matters people on there. Well, I had the great line from John Caldera when Media Matters folded in Colorado. He said, I think I lost a stalker girlfriend. And also listen to the things that they say. But, again, they can't leave it alone. Why is it that Chris Matthews, and they keep pounding on Huckabee, I don't care one way or the other. The huckster is, to me, he's just another one of these guys. But why they keep coming back is amazing. So this last night was Hardball. And, again, it is laugh out loud funny. They answer no questions. They want to go a little forward in the cheek. Yeah, we'll move it up a little ahead. And again, the life story is what the so-called nativity story is what they hung this entire man's life on. And the two books, The Audacity of Hope and Dreams from My Father, nothing more than PR stunts. There's actually nothing true about the life and time story. In the meantime, this was Chris Matthews last night. Sheik?
The thing is that just checking the facts, and Ed Schultz did a very good job of this. I was watching him last night in Los Angeles on the television screen last night. He did a very good job last night. And the fact is that President Obama was playing that other All-American sport, basketball. He was on a championship team. There's a great picture of him looking great there. They won the Hawaii State Championship. All this is on the record. He was a regular kid who kept his nose clean, did everything right, ended up on the Harvard Law Review, has a wonderful marriage, a wonderful wife. She got herself through Princeton, I believe. Her brother coaches out at Oregon State. Everything about them is 100% true blue American. They've done everything right in their life, done nothing wrong in their life. They haven't gone out and gobbled for money. They've done the right thing in terms of public values. Eric, I just want to get back to you, sir. Yeah. It just seems to me when a guy has done every darn thing right to live the American dream, even to the point of perfection, these awful people go out there and go after the ethnicity. Yeah. They go after something he had nothing to do with how he was born. He didn't pick his grandfather. You didn't pick yours. Eric didn't pick it. Michael didn't pick his. We don't pick our grandparents. We love them. We don't pick them. And this idea that somehow he's a Mau Mau guy or a Madrasa kid, why doesn't the Conservative Party reject this kind of talk? Why don't the party of Lincoln say something here, Eric?
Well, I mean, look, there was a couple of Fox News employees, O'Reilly and Huckabee, in heated agreement about how Obama is foreign and he's not normal and he didn't play baseball and he's not like us. I mean, you say why doesn't the conservative movement knock this down? That is the conservative movement. Fox News is the conservative movement. Yeah, and so this is what they embrace and this is what they push. And it's very interesting. I mean, Huckabee is playing a very peculiar dance with the whole birther thing. He says, I don't doubt the birth certificate, but he embraces every other talking point of the birther movement. He's not like us. He's sort of a foreign influence. So he's sort of playing this cute game. I'm not going to question the birth certificate, but I'm going to question everything else about Obama's authenticity, and we see that throughout the conservative media today. That is mainstream conservative conversation.
Michael, I wonder what the conversations are like.
It really isn't. I mean, that was Chris Matthews last night with, I said, to people from Media Matters. They folded their tent here in Colorado and in Denver, but Dean's rejoined us, and I remember John Caldera saying when Media Matters folded, John Caldera says, like losing my stalker girlfriend. And again, these guys keep bringing this back up, and what I really like is they're blaming O'Reilly. I have absolutely no use for O'Reilly, but O'Reilly has been the guy who has lied. He's seen the truth, and it's been pushed in the corner. Of course, he saw nothing, and he was giving Huckabee the pass because Huckabee said, I did 40 interviews, I slipped up once. But I'm fascinated by these guys and how they continue to not to answer any questions, but to scream about people who ask questions. And Dean has rejoined us, Dean Singleton, owner-publisher of the Denver Post, even up to and including David Gregory on Meet the Press a few weeks back. Now, Gregory filling the shoes of Tim Russert, which he shouldn't have been able to do that. He doesn't have the wherewithal, but regardless, he was chosen, telling, what's the guy named, Eric Cantor, that no one should be able to ask the question about the Obama stories. And I think it's fascinating that here's a member of the press telling an elected official not to ask questions, or that the press shouldn't ask questions. And you're in the business of asking questions.
Well, asking the question is certainly fine to do, and to me, it's not a big issue. I know to you it is. The American people elected Barack Obama president. He's got 2 more years to go on this term, and probably 4 more after that. He was elected by the people. He says he's a citizen. They produced a certificate of live birth, which would indicate he is. There's no proof that he's not a citizen, and I accept that. And okay. I can be critical all day long about policies. I can criticize things he does, but I accept that he's a citizen. It's just not something that I want to argue about.
Do me a favor. The next time you look at that, and I agreed to this last night, look at this paper that's been released by his campaign. And where it says race on the birth certificate, this is 1961, it says African. It's not a race, Dean.
Well, but to a lot of people it was.
But if no, it isn't.
To a lot of people,
but I would urge you once again to take another step.
Okay.
And I don't want to be late this, but go look at African American birth certificates from 1960, 61, 62 in Hawaii. They either say colored or Negro. He's the only one that says African.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is we have so many problems to deal with. To me, this is just a sideshow.
Okay. No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's talk show trash.
Well,
and
I don't think it is.
But there are questions. I mean, why hasn't the president released his college transcripts?
Or even his applications to Occidental?
Those are valid questions that have been asked and should be asked, and probably should be asked until he does. I mean, I don't condone a president of the United States to release everything there is. I mean, that he should.
I thought Bush did.
He has chosen not to.
But isn't there a reason?
There may be. There may be, and there's nothing wrong with asking the question. There's nothing wrong with asking the question over and over. It's just not an argument that I want to have because there's too many other issues that need to be argued over.
Even your columnists have dropped making fun of birther. They used to make fun of it all the time.
I think they're valid questions. I don't disagree that they're valid questions. It's just that in 2.5 years, the president has chosen not to answer them, and unless somebody proves something differently, there's no proof that he's not a citizen of the United States.
I don't want to belabor it, but he has spent millions of dollars in a private law firm to suppress anybody even having an opportunity
But I mean,
to look.
The American people knew all these things.
No, they didn't.
When they elected him.
That's not true.
Well,
no one did. No one knew.
Well, let me tell you, they'll know it when they reelect him in 2012.
Well, we'll see.
So
we'll see.
I don't think. I mean, there are some people in year one who are really bothered by it.
No, I think it's a mystery.
I think most American people aren't bothered by it, and I think you'll see that.
Most American people don't know about it because people like you don't spend any time on it with your newspapers.
The issue's been covered, but
no, it hasn't.
But unlike talk show radio, we don't keep hounding and hounding, and we
sure you do.
We print the story and move on.
If anyone you ever hounded, it was Tancredo. You guys hounded him.
Oh no.
Oh come on, Dean, please. No, it's not.
That's a local story.
I see. So, that's a local newspaper.
Yeah, we're a local newspaper doing local stories.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.